Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. This is Joey Plays and Build, where we play and build the Kingdom of Asia. This is going to be the final episode for Kingdom of Asia because I am experiencing a little bit of lag. Now I know that would not affect anything of the gameplay, but as you know what happened with Enchanted Paradise, I don't want to take that risk. I don't want this game to or this park to crash on me. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Safari Adventure and Kingdom of Asia with a good amount of dinosaurs. I think that would be good for this type of park. And maybe in the next park we could build like a smaller zoo, smaller park with minimal amount of dinosaurs, and just have fun with more foliage work, rock work, and decorated designs and all of that good stuff. I think that would be the plan for the next park. So I wanted an aviary in this Kingdom of Asia because we do have some nice Asian flying reptiles, such as some Dirypteryx and Jeholopterus, and this is something that I could like test on my habitat skills, especially on the aviary. Usually my aviary builds are kind of lackluster, if you call it that way. It's not one of my favorite builds, to be quite honest, because the limited amount of usage to do in the aviary. But that's just me thinking like not outside of the box and try to think of something else in mind. Here, this is just a little simple build, a little habitat natural build, nothing too extraordinary, just to say the least. But this is a good opportunity for me to work on my rock work and my foliage work. Try to see what fits and what don't fit. The only viewing gallery right here in this aviary is that one center, so that little spotlight is the only thing that is focusing on. And I just want to make sure like the view, it gets the whole picture from the environment, the rocks, the foliage, and of course the flying reptiles. So yeah, this is a very simple build, and there's nothing else to say about this aviary build. Also, if you guys hear background in the disclaimers, my brother's watching the latest seasons of Black Mirror, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to watch Black Mirror. If you haven't seen Black Mirror, it's an awesome TV series on Netflix. So once I'm done recording, I'm gonna jump into Netflix and watch Black Mirror. Anyways, so this is the fun part of the build. This is where I'm going to build some sort of garden. I always wanted a garden in an Asian setting. I think it's perfect because when I think of Japanese or any Asian cultures, I think of their wonderful, beautiful gardens. They have one of the beautiful trees and foliage work, and they're all, one thing I noticed, they're all lined up in a very symmetrical, artistic form. Again, this is my first time doing it, so I want to do more in the Pennsylvania map, and I think that's the route I'm going to take in the next park build. So maybe we could invest in making more of the gardening work, and if you guys have any advice, please let me know, because I really love learning more of these type of things in this game. So in the last build, I did a good amount of foliage. Here I want to test or play around with as much foliage as possible, but still keep it a little bit organized and symmetrical, especially how this is a garden. And like I said earlier, usually a Japanese garden, it's always symmetrical, it's always like an art, which if I do pull off here or not, it really on display as trial and error. As you may or may not know, this game will last around much majority of your time. To me, this build right here is 8 hours long, and it's still like not 100% completed, and I don't think it's gonna be completed. But a lot of trial and errors, and just playing the whole patient game about this type of game. Yeah, I mean, so just take your time, see what works for you and what doesn't work for me. Of course, a lot of improvement has to go around it as well, but one mainly big important factor is always have fun, always test what you like and what you don't like. A lot of people have different type of flavors, so don't try to discredit yourself if you're not doing a good amount of job. So now we are going to the garden itself, and shout out to Rob Earth for giving me some wonderful advice. Follow him on Instagram. He has an Instagram. So if you guys want to DM him with some questions, most certainly going to ask more questions about how to make a proper build, especially a garden. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a link into his description. But he actually gave me some info and advice to make a garden. This is possibly the longest build I ever had in this park, because I'm still trying to figure out like how to do the path work. And one of his advice is just let the path work flow. Don't try to overthink things. It's just path. Just have the path lead you. I think that's one of his um, advice, is just have everything flow into pace, use the angle snap as necessary. So yeah, I did that, and then I was getting a little overwhelmed. But hopefully in the next park, we will have a nice constructive path. But I want to make a little garden, and he actually gave me more advice for a garden as well, usually using multiple varieties of rocks to make it stand out, not using just one environment of rocks. My personal picks are the Mediterranean rocks, because it does stand out more as in color wise, using I think it's like a lighter color than the rest of the rocks. But I also like the Tega rocks kind of blend in with the lighter Mediterranean rocks. And of course, playing around with the foliage, my favorite is the Mediterranean tree too, because it has that little slight curve. It does look like a Japanese garden in a way. So this is where the gardens kind of influenced itself. And the park kind of led me to where I kind of wanted. Like in vision wise, I have this complicated type of vision in my head, but once I start to get everything in order, bits by bits, the whole build is starting to flow towards me. And yeah, this is the garden, and I will show you more in game. So now we are going to the last habitat in our Kingdom of Asia, and I really want to have to save this for the main attraction, and that's none other than our lovely Therizinosaurus. So what I really want is some sort of a tunnel way, and then once you head into the tunnel, you see this gigantic exhibit, and of course that's the Therizinosaurus. Again, shout out to Rob as well for giving me more ideas of making a viewing area, not just using the wall sections. You already know how much I use the wall section all the time, but you have to be diverse in your parks. You can't do the same amount of type of builds, and this is where thinking outside of the box really isn't necessary. So here I'm using the morals in this here, because it does have this type of wall in it, and it has a little background wallpaper, so you have something to look at. But yeah, this is something I got straight out from Rob's books, so I really like the design as well. So I'm gonna use it right here as well. And yep, the wall sections, I really love the wall sections. I will use more of those, but you have to switch up the flavor a little bit. You can't have vanilla all the time. And here is where I started to copy his Rob book, and I really like it too. But the thing is that all of this is not like I'm not gonna say Frontier's intention, because I feel like they probably have some sort of like that, but Frontier didn't tell us right away like, hey, you could use this as a viewing gallery. No. What was great about it is that we have all these decorative items, and I know I'm one of them. I would complain, hey, we don't have enough of this, we don't have enough of that, point A, or we don't have X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? But then we have some more creative ideas from these builders that actually I never ever thought of, and you would have thought, this is something that, oh wait, wow, I should have thought of that sooner. But yeah, think outside of the box with these decorative items. Again, like I said earlier, play them out, test what works, test what doesn't work, see what's your flavor and then try it out, because who knew that I would never have thought of this unless you watch like Evolution Square tutorials. But even though like there's so many other creators out there that actually like thought before Evolution Square, you know what I mean? Not to discredit Evolution Square, because she is the goddess of this game, but you know, even her, she's still human. She you know, there's other people that actually invented more ways to make your park very unique and interesting. So you know, try to find your own bubble, try to find what works, you know, test the items, you know what I mean? and you know, just share it out, see if it's a if it's a good idea or not, you know what I mean? So now we're going to the Therizinosaurus build, and you know, this is quite possibly the most easiest build ever. Again, all of this is just testing the rocks and the colors. I already said my favorites are the Mediterranean and the Taiga as of now, because it does blend in with the textures of the forest. Okay, so one thing I hate of in this game is some of the paint foliage. For example, the ground, what is it, ground leaf, tall leaf, whatever they call. I don't know the actual term. Leafy climbers, I hate it though. Those are my least favorite foliage. I don't like them. They just stick out like a sore thumb. So what I do is I grab these Pennsylvania trees and these bushes, and I would just cover them. The only reason why I have those leafy climbers is because the Therizinosaurus, they love eating those. So yeah, I just cover them. I use the bigger trees to cover those foliage, because I hate looking at them, and use the smaller trees and the bushes to cover the small little foliage. And that's basically the habitat. But it does feel a little bit empty, so I want to decorate more the background. Now, of course, the Therizinosaurus would not step in, so I just basically just randomly add some rocks and trees, so at least it will blend into the background. You know, when you look at in a bird's eye view, if that's what a bird's eye view, like a sky view. And that is the Therizinosaurus habitat. So again, using more of the foliage, and this is just random foliage work because it's not part of the habitat, so I just don't really care to invest it. Oh, and here, this is where I'm using these medium trees to cover the fence. So now it doesn't look, it seems like it's enclosed, the Therizinosaurus. However, you know, I felt like it's a perfect little build, but this is possibly the end for Kingdom of Asia, or this park exactly, because I just don't want this park, the file, to crash, because I really love this park, and maybe someday we get an update or patch that all of this crazy crash and lag will be gone away, and we could continue with more items, decorations, and dinosaurs. But that's it. We'll go to end game. Okay, so as the sun is starting to set in, I think this is the perfect type of setting to close this park. It is a fun journey. I want to do a full tour of both Safari Adventure and Kingdom of Asia as soon as possible. I'm really hoping this is not the end for this park, but starting to feel a little bit of lag, and eventually, hopefully, it will not crash. I think it's a good amount of decorations, which is a shame if you think about it. The PlayStation 5, you would have think it's a stronger console. They could hold so much, but you know, it is what it is. That's the phrase to use. We're not gonna cry over spilled milk if that's gonna happen. But we will continue with the Kingdom of Asia with the not Japanese, the Asian garden. So you could enter two ways actually. You could enter the main stream right here. Don't want to show the garden really soon. And then you could enter into the side, but yeah, prefer enter the side because you know the lights and all that stuff here. So yeah, waterfall and all that. So the whole theme should be beautiful because of the Pennsylvania trees and whatnot. So we have the Aviary and the Therizinosaurus, which I didn't put a plaque for the Therizinosaurus, but this is the entrance of the garden. So I'm gonna go here. So all of this is just just working some of the garden work that Robert sent me on Instagram. It's so beautiful. I swear his garden work is just better than mine's. But this is just a little play test. Not really perfect, but just playing around the items and the rocks and the trees, and hopefully it goes flow well together. Of course, I want to use more of the bamboo sticks, but I think I fell off with that idea once I head into the Therizinosaurus. These are the trees that I was talking about, and it's misplaced here. I gotta move that. And this one too. I believe this is the one. That's not the one. But yeah, these trees, like you see them in their little Japanese garden thing. I don't know what they call, but it's always display like their trees are always curved, like in a slight spiral type of thing. I did see that one time in a dollar store. So the entrance into the aviary. Okay, I can't get inside because I'm in captured mode, but we could go inside here. A very simple build, but this is my opportunity to play with the foliage just a little bit. Our flying reptiles are the Sundarypteryx and the Jeholopteryx. Oh, I gotta take away the hatchery. I don't like the hatchery being there. We should have more designs for the hatchery, like have appropriate type of design. Um, where are the Jeho? They're very small. Where did I put their? Oh, no one's eating. But their whole viewing should be right here. I try not to use too much foliage and rocks because, again, these creatures are very small, and they're having too much foliage and rocks kind of out their vision, so the guests would not see the little guys. So this is the Sundarypteryx. I think it's mangrove forest and pulp corona. I believe this is the skin pattern. And where are our Jeholopteryx? I swear I did add them. Here's one. I, I found one. So this is the same skin pattern from Enchanted Paradise. I think it's a you know what? I don't know. I don't know the skin pattern, but it's the same from Enchanted Paradise. But I have more, unless they all gotten eaten, which I hope not. But hopefully we do have more Asian flying reptiles. That would be so cool. I know one comment said that we have enough Asian creatures, but like I said, the more the merrier. You can't have more. If we have like a bunch of North American dinosaurs, why not have more Asian creatures as well? Or any other from that matter from. Well, you do need more Europe dinosaurs, however, and South American and Africa. So we go through this tunnel, and this is the main event from the Kingdom of Asia. It's, of course, it's our Therizinosaurus. And what a view! That is a lovely view. The sunset really add more. So you can sit here. I think I want to do this type of build for my Alamosaurus habitat because it just looks so calm and peaceful. But yeah, that's our Therizinosaurus, and I have a name for this guy. This guy's name is Kruger. And for the horror fans out there, you know the reference to it. So yeah, this is our little Kruger. I think the Sororna Desert and the yellow pattern. Don't forget what the yellow pattern is. But yeah, say hello to Kruger, a very territorial creature. So we were going to add a mate for Kruger, but Kruger is a very solitary animal, and I guess we just gotta bring in another Therizinosaurus from another park just when mating season is occurring, so we could have more of these beautiful Therizinosaurus. So this is the habitat, and this is their little viewing gallery here. Or you could go up here. This is not quite finished, and I don't think it's ever gonna be finished. I do apologize for not going to finish this build, but this is another viewing, And I really love how big the Therizinosaurus in this game is. I think the Dinokairos is not the right proper size in this game. I think a lot of people were complaining about that, but the Therizinosaurus look like a good amount of size. So yeah, there's the habitat. Again, they can't cross here, but I need something in the background because it just looks so plain. But there it is. This is the Therizinosaurus habitat. Kruger really likes it, so if the dinosaur loves it, then we all love it. Again, our first priority is the dinosaurs itself. Really love the skin pattern. Oh, I would love to take so much pictures for my Instagram. Anyways, follow me on Instagram. Same name. I made it to 3K, so I'm very happy for that. I might do a little bit of painting in that edge, just looks a little bit bland. But there you have it, guys. This is the Kingdom of Asia. I don't think I want to continue. I'm very scared. I'm paranoid that the game's gonna crash once if I keep going. Um, I know it's possibly nothing. It's not a big deal, but just what happened to Paradise, Enchanted Paradise. I wasn't expecting it to crash. So next video, we're gonna do a full tour of the whole park that we have here, and then we're gonna continue. Oh, we're not gonna continue. We're gonna move on to a next park. I think we're gonna do Australian Outback in the Pennsylvania park. So yeah, this is the view for the whole park. That's it for me, guys. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next build. Thank you guys for watching.